What's up, everybody? Hey there. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Let me fix my thing. It's like, how are y'all? I gotta get, okay, that's what I do. How are y'all? How are y'all? How are we? How's everybody on this Friday? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Friday. What is it? It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. That is cute. It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degree. I'm just tearing that song up, but I love me some Glorilla. How is everybody tonight? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Gloria. Hello. Africa Awaits on YouTube and Facebook every night, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are talking about Africa. We are going through every single country in the continent, all 54 countries, and we are in the ends. We're in the ends. And we will be talking about, wait for it. I always thought it was Niger. It's not. The proper pronunciation is Niger. It's French. Niger. Niger. So I learned something. Niger. Just like Ivory Coast, they don't like that. They want to um, uh, be referred to as Côte d'Ivoire. Côte d'Ivoire. Hey there, Miss Nazinga. Hello, my Glow Tribe, my Glow Tribe. I'm feeling good on this Friday night. Earlier today, I was kind of crawling up the walls like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But it seems like by the end of the day, I'd be good. I'd be pumped. In the morning, I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. So I'm excited. I have some really great news. Um, uh, my two books are out and finished. I just have to link them. So the first book I've been telling you all about is The Ultimate Africa Only Travel Guide, and it's called Africa Awaits, just like the YouTube channel. Africa Awaits, the ultimate travel guide for 2025. And I have been working, I'm a glutton for punishment. So, but I know people needed this information. I also have a a relocation guide to Africa to give you each step by step what you need to, um, you know, all of the processes, all of the processes. So, hi, Miss Courtney, welcome. So that is done. I'm so excited. It's done. It just needs to be connected. So if anyone wants one, um, definitely send me a DM so I can send it or write to you when it is finished. But yes, I have the Africa Only Travel Guide, and it's probably the only one on the market. And then I have, it's called Going Home, a relocation guide for African Americans leaving the United States going to Africa. So that will be ripe and ready probably the latest Monday. I just got to know how to connect this stuff, okay? And since it's only me, so anyway, welcome. Hey, Miss Hakeem, how are you? My brother, my brother, my brother. Welcome. We are talking about tonight. We learned something. Niger. Niger. Not Niger. Niger, because it's French. Hold on one second. So that's what we're talking about today. I don't want my phone to go out. I thought it was, I could have swore I charged it, but I guess I did not. So I am so sorry. Let me make sure it stays charged. Yeah, put a charger to it. I am so sorry for the technical difficulties. Okay. I don't want to be janky though. Ooh, I don't want to be janky. Well, I just hold it. It'll be okay. But then you see in my kitchen. I want you to see my YouTube people see in my kitchen. So it's not terrible, but anyway. So that is what's on the home front. Very excited about that. I've been working on that for a long time. And then uh, after Wednesday, um, I just had to put out a relocation guide because a lot of people ask me the process that I'm going through, and it will probably be very similar, but um, really, when I did my research and did not realize a lot of information. So it's very comprehensive. It's not like some little 10-page little flip book, and it's very comprehensive. So very proud of it. So send me a DM so I can send it right out to you when I do get it connected. So we are talking about Niger. That's how you pronounce it. I thought it was Niger, but just like I thought Ivory Coast was Ivory Coast, and it's not. They want to be called Cote d'Ivoire. So learning some stuff. So Niger, okay, is in West Africa. It's near Chad. And again, it's one of these landlocked um, countries that is sub-Saharan. 80% of it is um, is the Sahara Desert. So where it's um, the most populated. This country was very interesting to study. So it reminded me of what the Africa they want us to know, but it's emerging and improving too. So, but I had to turn over a lot of rocks to get the real story because almost every African country I research about, and it's the other folks talking about it, doing a video on it. They always say this is the least visited African country. I've heard that from like 7 African countries. This is the least visited um African country. This is the poorest African country. Oh, they're so poor. So when they start talking like that, I change the channel and look until I find something that is more neutralized. And I do, and who is it from? Brown people. That's telling the deal. So that's unfortunate how the narrative continues, um, getting out information and it's wrong or skewed. So anyway, and I have my wine, I have my cab. Um, it's not my organic cab, but I was in Target trying to be fancy, bougie on a budget, and they have their big wines, and it's like $9 for a big bottle. I forgot what it's called. What is it called? California Roots. I'm not sponsoring it, but I'm just letting y'all know. So California Roots. I tried. It's not bad. It's smooth. So I'm chilling, enjoying this evening. So um Niger, sorry, um uh basically was developed in like the 15th century. And it has a sultan to this day. It has a sultan, And the Sultan, from what I understand, is pretty cool. Very open, wants improvement. He's not like, a dictator or authoritative rule, but he does live very rich. He has like 450 freaking servants. Okay. Um, but, pretty cool. And you're also able to, if you travel there, to visit his palace. That is uh, a tourist destination. So a little history about Niger. As I said, landlocked, 80% Sahara. It has some really good um, really good attributes, but it also has just as many negative attributes. So the negative attributes are the country is only 17%. The illiteracy rate is only 17% for the men and 11% for the women. It is a poor country. Their resources are uranium. They food process oil and gas. To your question the other night, Miss Nzinga, this part of Africa, it doesn't seem they haven't acknowledged that they're sitting on gold. I'm shocked that they're not. But what's there? They have uranium mines, but that's just as valuable. Um, and They process food, oil, and gas. That's what their main things are. But most of the indigenous population is extremely, extremely poor. Since it is in the Sahara, they have issues with drought. So, this country is the country, they used to put on, what was that nonprofit they used to advertise all the time, and they had the poor little kids with the flies around their head, and they would get us to send money. I forgot the name of that thing, but anyway. But the crazy thing is, with the literacy rate so low, they having babies. I guess that's all they know how to do. They're illiterate. They don't talk, but they move. So the population is growing at such like leaps and bounds. And in most of the countries, that's a good thing that most of the population is under 15, because then you are set up to have talent coming out for the industries and have that support. But with the illiteracy rate in Nigeria, is just loaded with people. And, most of them cannot read anything. And the women, that's all they do is have babies. And it's real interesting when I studied the different countries, they never say like families have at least 7 kids. They always say yes, and the women have at least 4 kids or 7 kids. Well, where's the guy? Are they married? You know, how does she have all these kids? Um, but in those countries, and I'm hearing that from the West. I know that there's kidnappings. Like if you go outside the um, of the capital is Niamey, the capital, and that's bustling to a point compared to what the rest of the country is. The country is one of the largest countries, but most of it is Sahara Desert. But if you try to uh, be, um, you know, you want to venture, that I know we're not, but just for who may see this and want to venture, that's not a good idea because, it's still kind of, I don't want to say civil unrest, but there's kidnappings and the some parts of the country is that's what they say is not safe, but I'm getting this from certain sources, so I'm going to step lightly on this. So as far as just getting it out the way, I would give this like one handbag. And the reason why I'm giving it one African Lebo handbag is that even though the country is poor, the illiteracy rate whatsoever, they are starting to thrive and build infrastructure. So this place, no, let me give it two because it has potential. And the leadership is not like dictator, like, stuck on stupid. So let me give it two because they are open to people coming in to invest in the country, in infrastructure, in real estate, in hospitality, because they don't have a tourist industry. So, if you knew about hospitality, you could probably really make some money. But those industries are lacking, but they are open to people to come in and invest to continue the growth of the country. So this is a plus if someone out there that's listening to um, this stream, if they want to invest. So, as long as you go and some places you do have to have a police escort, but your first and second time going out there, I would not suggest that you will be in a situation that you're going to venture out. No, 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 no. So, anywho, what else? Niamey is the capital, and Niger is on the east bank of the Niger River. Okay. Um, like I said, the population is growing quickly. They're small. It's not that many people compared to other countries, but they're all like centered in one area where the capital is, and they have 1.3 million folks. The country started off as a lot of small villages, and then they, of course, here come the French. Here come the French again. Here come the French, and told them, "Hey, we just found this land that y'all living on. We just discovered this land that y'all are living on. We discovered it. And we're going to tell you what y'all need to do." Ciao. Ciao. Woo, things never change. It's very scary how in this process, I just see like things never change. But we have the opportunity to make a change in our life. So with with um this, I'm trying, I was thinking, I said I could talk about the country, but then I'll throw like something like a little twist in it. So the little twist tonight, like a travel hack or whatsoever, other than talking about the country, a travel hack. Put in the chat if you didn't have to worry about what is your biggest fear. Let me roll this back a little. What what is your, if you have not gone to the continent yet, what's holding you back? And this is a two-part question. And if the thought came across that you wanted to move, what is holding you back? What would hold you back? And I'm asking that question because I may be prepared to give you some solutions. So, um, yeah. So it's 1.3 million. They are open and looking for people to invest. The Sultan that's there, he looks like he's like in his 50s or so, 50, 60. And I heard, he's cool. He is open and trying to improve the country. So that's a plus if people want to make like major moves to go to a place where you can connect with people on a high level. And again, I tell y'all, even though we get shaded over here, when we go to other places, use your USA card. Use your USA card. You use your they think we made out of money. That's a joke. That's really funny to me. That's a lot of jokes, um but use it to your advantage because you may be able to get access to different places and connect with people in high places only because you're from the US. Yeah. So, something to think about. So, what is someone's everybody shy tonight? Now, y'all part of the Glow Tribe now. So y'all should be talking. What is holding you back? Is like having a job, well, of course, money. Having a job, a couple of people asked me, well, what type, where could you get a job there? And I wouldn't recommend it. But I did find, and especially with the cost of living that's um so low in a lot of the countries in the continent, teaching is, and I'm not sure if I mentioned this to y'all, teaching is a great job. Um, it's not like it is here. They welcome and welcome and welcome English speaking from US to come and teach. Teaching is a wonderful thing. And just if y'all are thinking about it, well, and the kids are wonderful. So it's nothing like here. Okay. You're not gonna get anybody that's gonna talk back. You don't have to like the drama here is like night and day. So you would really get a, I guess, a sense of not accomplishment of giving back or doing something if you taught in those countries. I was thinking of, when I just mentioned about that nonprofit that would show the little kids with the flies around their head. Ciao. So teaching is a good um, avenue, and since the cost of living is not high, and you can also teach if you're not comfortable like teaching one on one, there are companies out there that you can teach online. You can teach on Zoom. Doesn't pay all that great, but if you have a backup income, it's something that you can do for like a couple of hours a day, 3, 4 hours a day. I know this young lady, matter of fact, and she said that she tutored about 10 hours a week when she went to the continent. She was retired military, but she made extra money and she tutored, I forgot through what company, about 10 hours a week, 10 to 15 hours a week, whenever she wanted to. So that is something if people are thinking about, because my daughter, after the election, um, my 24-year-old that was not interested in going anywhere, She came to me Wednesday morning and said, I can't do this no more. I'm going with you when you go. So, um, she was concerned about a job. I'm like, well, you can't get a job over there because she's going to have in her mind what she makes here. And when she finds out is 1/10, literally 1/10 of what she makes, she wouldn't sit right with it. But, she has her degree. So, and I don't even think that's a requirement, but you can teach. So, just something to put out there for y'all. All right. So, also, Niger, I got to practice that. Niger is a Muslim country, and they have beautiful mosques, historic mosques that you can go see. One is called the Agadez Grand Mosque, and that's a very, very old mosque from, like, they say, like the 1800s, and it's very interesting. It's not functional, but it's like one of the original mosques, and it's the Agadez Grand Mosque. Then they have it's another mosque, the Grand Marche Mosque, and that's a big, big mosque, big mosque. The other things that you can do while you're there. Oh, talking about the French. So Niger got their independence in 1960, but they still, going bowdy with the French and really kick the French out. I think the French is not even allowed to be in the country. When I was coming back in April, I was sitting next to this guy, this white guy, and he said that he was coming home early he was working over there doing something. I don't know what it was. And he was on Delta because I think I flew Delta. And he said he was supposed to be on Air France. Now, Air France is under the umbrella, but they're not even allowing Air France planes. Planes to come into the country. They're like, absolutely not. So he wanted to say, oh, I was scared for my life. Well, why were you over there? So now that they don't want you there, you scared for your life. So anyway, so that I saw that like real time. What else? So it's a Muslim country, as I said. But the interesting thing is the women, they don't have to wear full burqa. They don't have to wear full burqa. They can have their face and their neck exposed. They don't wear full burqa. They have the African, the typical African clothes that you see, and maybe like the cover on the head, but they don't have like a burqa where you see what other Muslim country is. And each woman has an average of 7 children, but the literacy, rate is very low. So that's why they would like people to come in to invest to help, the country, because if people can't read, only less than 20% of the people are literate, it's but so far they can go. But so far. So people may think of something and open a school there. There's so many things that we as Americans, I'm going to call it as it is, can do with what we see here that we kind of take for granted. I was listening to a vlogger a couple years ago on YouTube, and I forgot where she was. Was she in Tanzania? And she said there wasn't a bowling alley, there wasn't a movie theater, like basic stuff that we take for granted. She said it wasn't there, and that would be an opportunity for business. So if people are kind of, I don't know, you can open so many businesses. You just got to know, how to approach it, how to approach it. What else? Let me see. Ba, ba, ba. Um, they also as some cool activities to do, even though the country is like real s- stereotypical African is dusty because remember it's you know sitting on the water, but it's also on the Sahara Desert, so it's dusty, dusty, dusty. Um, it does have some cool things to do. You can go to the giraffe reserve. You can go to the Sultan's Palace, like I said before, and you can go to the Tanir Desert, Niger. And then there's an old quarter. And I would assume that the old quarter is um, all the homes are made out of like clay, and people still like live there now. People still, have inhabit those spaces. So it's called the old quarter. Old quarter. Um, the food. The food is tasty. They have a lot of meat base. Of course, if it's a Muslim country, they don't have pork, but and it's no alcohol either. But it's meat base, shish kebab, fresh meat, killing the goat right there. Um, and they eat communal. So I don't know if put a one in the chat if anyone has seen um Africans eating communal. Oh no, okay. So let me see. I'd be fearful of job security and how successful my career would be over there. Okay. I'm gonna address that one for you, particularly in medicine, more specifically a physician. I heard it's not as lucrative in other countries as the US. And I heard the US has better healthcare system and working environment for a doctor. I would challenge that. I'm not sure um, where that resource came from. More than likely, it's come from a Western resource that the U.S. healthcare system, even though it's supposed to be good, right? So let's think about this. Hi, Henny, how are you? Welcome, 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 welcome to Globe Tribe. Africa awaits. Our Let's talk about Africa, and we're talking about Niger today. Niger, I want to thank you so much. We're on at 9 p.m. every night. Okay, so let's unpack this a moment. So when you travel, and you will see when you travel, and all I can suggest is that you travel and not on what you heard. Travel and not what you kind of read, because that's why we're in kind of the situation we're in, because we believe what we were told, right? Um, so the doctors get worked like crazy here. That's number one. So I don't know, what working conditions are wonderful for doctors. Doctors are overworked, and really and truly, unless you have your own practice and you have been established, doctors don't make that much for the hours they put in, all the schooling. They really, at the end of the day, don't make that much money. And then with doctors, because I had a good friend that was an anesthesiologist, a lot of people don't know this, that before she went for an interview, she had to make sure that she had malpractice insurance. They have to pay for their own malpractice insurance. And if you are dealing with OBGYN, anything children, your malpractice insurance is like more than disrespectful. So you may make 200,000, but for the hours you put in, and if your malpractice insurance is, I don't know, $10,000 a year, $20,000 a year, and then the taxes that's is going to take out your month. You may end up making $80,000 being a physician. Now, in the other countries, compared to the dollar and the pound and and the euros, all other countries are, you know, paid less. But are you going into a, I know money looks good, and this is just from old school, because when I was 18, 20, sorry about that. Yeah, I want to make money. I want to make a lot of money. Excuse me. But you want to love what you do first. And I remember it was, I used to work for um, this salon owner, very popular. He was a celebrity, a stylist, a celebrity stylist. And I worked there as a, I wanted to get on the floor, but it took like 2 years. But I still worked there to get my training. And I remember him saying, don't worry about the money. Never worry about the money. Because if you're good and you like what you do and you're dedicated to it, the money will always come. Don't put money before what you do, because you'll make the wrong choices. Love what you do, and from that, God will bless you, and then the money will come. And he told me that literally. If my oldest daughter is 32, I had to work for him 40 years ago. So, and it's right, and he's correct. And you want to get a, you want to have a sense of purpose and accomplishment. So if you are going into medicine, um, and with all of the politics of the medicine and the pharmaceutical companies, really guiding you in this America. Because if America has the best healthcare, why does everybody have cancer? Why are they building oncology hospitals at a ridiculous rate if we are ahead in healthcare, when other places, you know, their healthcare may not look as sophisticated? But I follow a lot of people that have left the United States and live in the continent, and they said the difference in how they were treated, and their health experience, their medical experience, night and day. And you would think, oh, you're in America, you're supposed to have the best. And no, because why are so many people sick? America is like number one in cancer. America is number one in mental illness. Like everybody's sick. Everybody's sick. Everybody's sick. Um, so if you want to be, you got to make the choice. And that's why at your age, you're 18-year-old, so you want to make the money wherever they say you can make the money. But when you start peeling those onions back, physicians here don't make as much money as you would think for the hours. And if you're part of an HMO, you kind of get a salary and all of that. And a lot of my doctor, I have a doctor, young Black doctor, woman. She's about 30 and real smart. And she never, after graduating med school, she and her husband opened their own practice. So she is a concierge doctor. So a concierge doctor, you pay like a subscription to. They don't take insurance, because with the insurance, you got to wait on your money, and you get that much instead of that much, and it's ridiculous. So she didn't want to be bothered. She didn't want to work under like a group, and you have to follow certain directions, and Because when you're working for like a group, it's just like if you're going to a job, everybody's doctor's way is you have to follow the rules and regulations of whoever you're working for. So she and her husband does sports medicine and like rehabilitation, and she is a I forgot what you call it, like she does half medicine and half holistic type. So she's not quick to write you a prescription. She basically gives you a consultation. You go into her office. It looks like a regular office, doesn't even look like a doctor's office, and you talk to about what you have. She put you on like some detox stuff, go and get your blood taken, and then she looks at your blood levels and see what she could do. So she didn't even go into, and she has her own practice, and that's what a lot of people are doing. So, but I think it would be much more rewarding if you were working in the continent, um, because people are more appreciative, and it's less politics and minutia. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. Anybody else have any questions? What time is this? 42, child. 42. Let me see. And job security, you always have job security. If they have an American doctor, you'll never be without a job. I'm telling you, we have to, when we walk out of this country and go to other countries, uh, uh, we're in great position. So, um, yep, no worries. Yeah, we are in great position. We have to utilize that, especially as Black Americans. We have to utilize it because, as we see, we can be accomplished, smart, beautiful, um, everything, and we're still not good enough. They showed us that last Tuesday. And if people didn't really get that, you want to really be blind to what we are really dealing with here. It was like talking about stark contrast, a felon, a rapist, every single thing, rude, everything, not no experience, everything, but he was good enough. People, like I heard someone say that eating the dogs and the cats was a better message for to run this United States than someone saying, this is my plan on healthcare, or this is my plan on this. So if people really did not get the message of what this America really is, and it's not Donald Trump. I don't even blame Donald Trump no more. Mm-mm. This is what America is. So it was 50%. So every other white person you see feels that way. That's the hard truth. So we got to make our way to flourish. America, and I hear people say, oh, well, I don't believe in like leaving or running anywhere. Boo, boo, boo. I don't believe in that because this is our country. And no, this is about as much of our country as it is white folks. It is the Native Americans' country. We were brought here unwillingly. Our country is the continent that we were stolen from. We were taken, stolen, and brought here to work for free. And there's nothing in that this is our country. We may have helped build it, but they've made it very clear from day one, this is not our country. But we have a country, so let's make it great. And as I mentioned before, thus the um, what is it? The um, economists, they're keeping it on the low, but the economist has already projected that America is slipping quickly. Africa is going to be the next global powerhouse financially, um, um, talent, everything. And it will be the most millionaires, billionaires, and trillionaires in their money coming out of the continent of Africa within the next 10 to 20 years. America is losing all of that with the AI and the disrespect and people doing what they want. That it's not a strong foundation. So how is this country really going to flourish with fabric of people that feel that it is okay for a convicted felon to run this country? So I don't want to get too political, but it is what it is. So, as going back to Niger, um, the I was about to talk about the food, um, me, communal. Yeah, hey, what's up? Please call me. All right. So I don't want to blast you out, but anyway, so has anyone seen like communal eating? So they're into communal eating. Some people may be like, oh my God, but everyone kind of sits around a bowl of food and just, eat whatever. People ain't getting sick, you know, like they tell us, oh my God, you're going to get sick. Oh my God, you're going to do that. Oh my gosh. So don't do with the fear mongering. Okay. What else? Oh, and they cook with a lot of moringa leaves. So moringa is really, really good for your body. Has anyone heard of moringa? Put one in the chat. Put one in the chat if you've heard of moringa. Moringa is really, really good for you. And it grows like on the trees in the continent. And you can cut it off, you can boil it, and it's very medicinal, very, very medicinal. So, but they have a lot of beef, no pork, of course, no alcohol, of course. And the people are very welcome and very, very nice. Although as I was saying, the literacy rate is extremely low there. To go round trip ticket, as I said, from JFK. Um, Starts at about 1,200. The typical could go up to 18. No, 2,400, depending on when you go. And it's not a ever a. I'm not saying it's never a good time to go, but this particular country is not a tourist led country. So if you wanted to go to this country, you'll be the type of person that just may want to go for human, what do they call it, when you're helping people or whatsoever, but it's not a tourist place. And then, as I mentioned before, um, certain places they may take your passport. They may get really funky, ugly, and you don't want to be in that like situation. So um, you really have to move. I would not. I would not. And I'm a solo traveler, and I'll get up and go anywhere by myself. But what I wouldn't do, I don't think, based on what I researched, I would not do this country by myself. I would not travel this country solo. With what is is going on with the French and, just certain things, I would definitely do a group. I would definitely, stay in the capital area and not really be venturing off. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. But anyway, we are going to tie this up, and up and coming Monday, I hope we're going to be talking about Nigeria, and I hope I have a special guest that will be coming talking about Nigeria as African American. I hope I can get that guest on, but she stays so booked. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Monday we'll be talking about Nigeria, and I hope to have a special guest on for that. Hope trying to get that locked down, and then on the 21st, put in your calendars. I will be having a special guest talking about Namibia, and she is a female. She's a female business owner. I think she's European, but she was a nice lady, and it's a lady. So, as I told y'all with Glamp Lux Travels, um, I only vet Indigenous, Black, African, or women. So, vendors, owners, whatsoever. And they have to be top notch. They have to score at least 4.5 stars on Google whatsoever. But um, I want that's who I vet to give the opportunity because I know there's opportunity out there. So let me see anything else. Anybody have any other questions? I want to thank y'all so much for joining me this evening. Let me see. Um, yeah, no one has any other questions. So I want y'all to enjoy your weekend. Does anybody have anything special going on this weekend? Hey, YouTube people in the YouTube streets, what y'all doing? Y'all quiet over there in the chat. And my Glow Tribe here, my diehard Glow Tribe, I do appreciate y'all. All right, so I want y'all to have a wonderful weekend. Thank y'all so much for popping on. And again, uh, if y'all make sure to get put in DM me. My 2 books should be live and connected Monday. And the first one is Africa Awaits, and that is the ultimate travel guide for 2025. And then we have Going Home, Returning Home, and that is a relocation guide for families leaving the U.S. going to Africa. So that will be available Monday. And tell a friend, buy it. It's easy download for someone for Christmas that's thinking about traveling. But I want to thank y'all all. I want y'all to have a great night. See y'all later. Bye for now. Bye, YouTube. Bye, YouTube. Why aren't you? Oh.